Okay, hi guys. Video I've got here is for playstyle for a bunker necro. Um, so what we're going to do is move to midpoint and we're going to hold it for as long as possible. The point here is not really to kill stuff, it's to CC where appropriate and really to draw aggro onto us um, and make sure the enemy doesn't get the point. So the more people I can get on me in mid trying to kill me at the same time, the better, because it frees up our team to cap the other points. And then when our team do engage them in mid, I'm going to be throwing everything I've got at them, which isn't very much. Most of the damage I do is converting conditions and sending conditions out and spreading them. So as we go into the middle, there's a warrior there. The warrior and the necro themselves both together won't be able to kill me, and I know this going in, so I can pretty much chill out. What I'm doing is instantly go to plague form and chaining the blinds on the warrior. What this is doing is disabling all of his skills, so he's not going to be doing any damage whatsoever to our ranger at the back there because I'm chaining the blinds on him. He's fired quite a few arrows at the ranger, but none of them have hit because he's blinded all the time, so now he's had to switch to sword shield. Coming out of that, what I'm doing now is just throwing CCs on him and then just getting some conditions to tick away at him. He's hit his second endure pain now, so he's pretty screwed. He hasn't really got a lot left. And by this time, because we've held them up, stopped them from capping, the rest of our team are now free to come in. Engineer comes in. It's a bit of a shame I've already used my life transfer because that kills the turrets really fast. But again, I'm standing around in the mid. I'm going to shoot at the guy through the turrets to kill the turrets. Where I can, and just put light damage down on top of him until they kill him. Okay, so now the mid is ours basically. My main objective here now is to try and draw as many enemies as possible onto mid. So one of the best ways to do this is just to have a little bit of a dance. It just aggravates them. They get emotional and come in when they shouldn't really come in. This warrior knows I'm a bunker. From the last fight he should know he cannot kill me by himself, but I'm drawing him into me, and foolishly enough he does actually go into me. He'd been much better placed going on to one of the other points. They should abandon mid unless they're all going to come at the same time. So with this I can just play around with him. I don't go full tank. I let him get a few hits out of me just to try and give him the illusion that he can actually do something to me. Unfortunately he's not taking my health down at all. So at this point I would just want to try and aggravate him as much as possible, keep him here standing underneath his standing in his 100 blades, letting him do that to me, his flurry, sorry. And I'll have a little sleep. As you can see, he's doing absolutely nothing to me. I'm waiting now for the conditions to build up, because I know he's putting bleeds on me, and I'll throw the bleeds back on him to see if that's going to do any damage to him, but it's not really. I mean, I would never be able to kill this guy, but equally he can never kill me, and as we've got the cap on the point, it's in our favour. So I've held him long enough now. Our people are coming back in again. They're just free to come in and kill him. They could, if this was more of a challenging match, I would advise them just to leave, and then just leave me with this guy, because they could go and help on one of the other points. But we've got everything pretty much controlled at the moment. So get him down. I go for the pin. He's just so demoralised now. He's not even going to bother trying to interrupt the pin. And next we've got in here, we've got Necromancer in there. So he's got his minions out. They're not really an issue because we're on a bunker build, and him himself isn't really an issue. If he does apply conditions on me, I can throw them back at him, and any conditions he's putting to my allies, I'm drawing them off them. I'm keeping them alive with that. So he's gone for the interrupt off the stomp, but yeah, his days are numbered. So again, here's the warrior again. He definitely shouldn't be coming in this time, because there's not only me he can't kill, but there's other allies here as well. So he sensibly changes his mind and runs off point. I'm doing a little dance to try and draw him in, but that's not going to work this time. I think he may have learned his mistake from last time. So now I've just got to keep an eye out for enemies. I'm looking at the map, and we're very strong. There's no point in me leaving this position at the moment. The allies' health up on the top left of the screen shows that they're all doing really well on health. They're not in any trouble whatsoever. And here comes the minion martyr to try and get mid from me. So I instantly go into Death Shroud, into play form, sorry, and then try and chain some blind. So he sensibly, obviously he's a necro, knows what I'm doing, so he steps back and then just applies conditions on top of me, which aren't a problem. I'm going to chew through the conditions. They're going to disappear very quickly on this build. and I'm just going to go for the blinds without leaving the circle. Coming out of plague form, there's a lot of heavy pressure on here, so I'm going to have to, for the first time in this, pop my heal in a second. Once the heal's up, my health's just full again. I've got full Death Shroud, full health, so I can last in here for a very, very long time. Get a life transfer up just to refresh my health and my life pool a little bit. Again, this is not an issue. All I'm doing is just applying light pressure. By running very, very close around to my allies here, what I'm doing is drawing all the conditions that are being put on them by the Necromancer onto myself, because I can manage them. They'll be taken off me and consumed, turned into health and life force. So again, CCs on them to try and stop them from doing all their res. Just light pressure over and over and over again. I pick out the person with lots of boons, and we've got a Necromancer there with a lot of boons, and convert them all to conditions. And then let our allies chase them off. So at this point, go back to the middle, and I think I'll probably do a little dance again. I think it's probably in order. Yeah, a little dance. So the mistake the enemy's made in this is by continuously attacking mid when it's got a strong bunker on it. They should definitely not. They should have gone close far, and that would have drawn me off this midpoint. And then if they would have just kited around, they could have capped around behind me. But they haven't. They didn't really change up their play style. The reason why I'm always dancing and I'm always chatting to the enemies, asking them to come and try and kill me, is simply to try and make them make mistakes. This minion master here is making one of those classic mistakes here. I mean, he's coming in with a guardian there, but to be honest, it's not really going to do much. Both of them together are not going to be able to kill me. So I can just chain through, pop my heal. And we've got a lot of conditions, and I just threw them all straight back onto them with my star 4. So now they're having the conditions, and I use my plague plague to transform the conditions onto the other enemies. And by this stage, it's pretty much GG, game over. Go for the stomp on that guy there. Pop across some light pressure on here, but as you can see by my health, I'm not in any trouble on here. They need to hit much harder and in much greater numbers on me at the same time to have a chance at taking me down on here. But luckily enough, the team that I'm with is switched on, and as soon as they clear the other points, they're crossing back across mid and then helping out in the fights. So here I've got plague form I can use, but I'm not going to use it just yet. I'm going to chill out for a little bit. Just drain the health a little bit. I've got that in the backup if I do need it. My health's really good at the moment. My Death Shroud's really good, and I've still got my heal that I can use, which will take me, there we go, back up to full health. So yeah, this is the idea of the gameplay on here. It's very, very different from if you're playing a thief, where you're just going to be kiting around decapping. It's different from my Power Ranger playstyle, where you just want to tip the fight in someone's favour and do the occasional decap. And it's different from other builds like Burn Guard, where you just want to get in, do lots of damage, and then go in and be more support of your whole entire team. This is very much something that can solo for a very, very long time. But that's typical bunker play. The only change you'd possibly make to that is if the enemy didn't fall for what I was doing. If they did just cap close and far and leave mid, it would force me then to move. But in this game there wasn't any need for me to move. I was drawing them all in very nicely, and they kept falling for it. Okay, so I hope that helps on understanding a little bit more about how bunkers play in PvP. Thanks for watching.